I'm paying big money for this, and I have to do the clap before. Don't even get one of those things. Anyways, welcome back to the greatest podcast for elite losers, a.k.a. the J.J. Lieberman Hour, a.k.a. whatever. I actually did like the name that you gave it, the Cum Dump Hour. And then I was like, oh, I can't put that on YouTube. But then I thought about, what was it? Cum Town. Yeah, Cum Town. And, basically, why not call it? Why not have 3 working titles? This way, someone's like, oh, JJ's podcast came out. JJ's doing 3 different podcasts, but it's the same podcast. It just has, like, someone could come to one of my shows, highly unlikely from this, but someone could come to one of my shows from this. Probably, it's next to zero. It's what's that expression? No, non-zero. It's non-zero. It's non-zero that someone comes to one of my headlining shows based off this podcast, but it is 0. And they're like, oh, so if multiple people came and they're like, oh, I'm a big fan of the Cum Dump Hour, and then someone's like, oh, I'm one of the biggest fans of the greatest podcast for elite losers, and then someone else like, that's amazing. I'm actually a fan of the J.J. Lieberman Hour, but the thing they don't know, you all have been fooled because it's the same fucking podcast. It's just getting released under different names. Well, not even that. It's just getting released under the same name, but maybe we'll do it on Apple or Spotify. Highly unlikely also, but we are here and moved in. And this is the greatest thing. I've actually started to do. Look at that. Look at how fucking cheap my furniture is. I can just lift it up like it's a fucking set, prop on Game of Thrones set. But we do at least. The one thing was I'm paying this furniture company I rent the furniture. By the way, off topic, I have 2 dogs, and one of them is bothering our producer. And the water trick works.
Just humping my leg. Yeah, but sprinkling a little water on him got him to go away. But he's hungry to hump.
So you got to sprinkle again. Anyways, we are paying this furniture company, which is like rental furniture. And at first I'm like, that's kind of disgusting. But I'm in hotels all the time. Hotels are, I assume, much more disgusting furniture than anything I could get from this Nixon Living. Unless what they're furnishing my place with came from the Diddy Freak-Offs. But with that being said, if this furniture is from a Diddy Freak-Off, there's not ugly people at this Freak-Off. So I'm actually, like in a hotel, you're getting the morbidly obese that travel America and eat at Thank Goodness Fridays or Thank Goodness is Fridays, the TGIF. They're getting fat, and then they're going to the hotel that I stay at and just sweating. Their Ozempic sweat is going through the mattress. Where here, there's maybe a little baby oil. We're lucky if there's baby oil on my furniture from Kid Cardi. Is that her? What's her name? Cardi B. But there is a kid, right?
Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi. I knew.
You're on.
Yeah, I knew there was a kid in black culture. I knew there was somebody. So, yeah, at worst case scenario, best case scenario, like someone else is renting this furniture. The furniture is not bad. The couch I sleep with, the bed sucks. I have to buy another mattress, so I'm already in for more than I thought I'd be in for. But the one thing, this has a beautiful ribbon to tie the bow with, or however that expression is. But the thing was, as they were finishing the move with my furniture, they set it up. They do it for $300 a month. That's unbelievable. You actually feel important when every month you pay $300 a month, and I didn't have to do shit. I showed up, and my place was completely furnished, even these shitty drapes. But they had this chair, and they're like, the guy goes, "Mister, I don't even know where to put this." He didn't have an accent, but I did think he was Latino. But I'm like, oh, dude, I'm going to have I told him I read a book. I will have this book here at the end of 6 months. This will take me 6 months to finish. But and I stole it from the Airbnb I was just at because I stole it out of spite because it was $800 for the week, and I needed a place before my place became available. So I'm like, I'm going to fucking steal this book on protons. And I don't know what the fuck they're talking about in the book. But hey, you know what? I read a chapter. But anyways, I'm like, I'll have this corner. I told him, I was like, oh, no, keep it. Put it beside the TV. It will be my reading chair. But the truth is, we don't have, for $50 a month, you're not going to have a great setup. It's a great setup in terms of like one-shot camera. But if we were, maybe next week we'll pay $100 and we'll bring another camera. What the truth is, I have set up this chair beside the couch. Yes, I do read in it, and I do write my comedy in it, which if you ever see me do comedy, you might say it's not comedy. But the truth is, if there ever in the next 6 months is a situation that I'm dating a woman and she is going to get fucked, she is going to get fucked right on that couch out of frame, and I will be sitting in this chair. This is the JJ Lieberman official cuck chair in Austin, Texas. So I didn't tell that to the Mexican mover because he would go, Mister, that's not healthy. But yes, so but at the very least, I do sit in it every day, but in hopes that it will be used. Like people are like, is that for, is this comedic? Is this satire? No, this is really how I, close the blinds and watch her get fucked and probably sit like this and doing other things that I can't do on YouTube. But yeah, so that was that. And here we are. That's how the move went. But I love it here. I also, I don't know if you saw, I have the bidet. So if you ever in a pinch, need to shit.
Hell yeah, clean hole.
Yeah, clean hole.
I
don't know if Americans, I was thinking about this last night before I was doing your show, that I don't know if they use bidet because it's in French and they everyone hates the French, which is like an obvious, like a foregone conclusion. Everyone hates the French. So I think that people don't use bidets because the word, like if it was just water pumper for your ass, like if that's the brand, if Target sold a water pumper for your shit, like not even ass, because also too there's so many people in America that hate gay culture. There has to be a name that you can name it, that the people that hate the French will use it, and the people that hate the gays will use it. But again, I think there's so much repressed sexuality in this country that the idea of water going in a man's ass for hygiene, the repressed sexuality is so crazy that even for hygiene purposes, most men are going to be like, I'm not putting that in my ass. And they're like, no, it's healthy. I don't care if it's healthy. I'm going to put carcinogen paper in my ass. Men would rather die of ass cancer, prostate cancer. I don't know if you can get prostate cancer from wiping your ass with toilet paper. I have used one-ply toilet paper in Vegas. Like, that's the crazy thing about Vegas. The nicest hotels you've ever been to, the nicest structures you've ever been to, and yet every bathroom, even in the Bellagio or the Venetian, is one-ply toilet paper. And I go to Vegas for a week at a time for gambling excursions, and by the end of 2 days, my ass is bleeding. So it's like, baby wipes help, but you have to get on baby wipes before you use the one ply. Once you go into the one ply, by the way, I was just like looking straight down at the ground while I was thinking about wiping my ass with one ply toilet paper. That's how bad it was. And every time, and then you use the baby wipes, and even if they have the aloe, for fuck's sakes, my dog's walking through the wires. Relax. Could any other 15-year-old dog would be chilling out. But yeah, but the baby wipes, did they ruin it? No, I think it's fine. It's still blinking. But yeah, the baby wipes, even after you've broke skin, even if they have aloe on the baby wipe, and it's not even real aloe. I don't know if people know that. I watched 60 Minutes 10 years ago, and I watched it every Sunday, and there was like one of those reports. It was Anderson Cooper, what a fag, doing a report on how aloe in products is not real real aloe. So, news to you. When you're buying, that's how stupid we are. You think when you buy a fucking $2.50 worth of lotion, it's aloe lotion? Are you that dumb that you don't realize it's just carcinogen smells? I mean, I'm not, but I buy soy candles because I don't want that smell. But yeah, I guess most people don't. Most people don't think. I think we're that dumb in life that you just see a picture of a plant on a bottle, on a Jergens bottle, and you think this is real aloe vera, and don't realize that. You think you're healing your rash, but you're actually probably doing like exponential damage. But anyways, the bidet is phenomenal. But speaking of immigrants, the guy who put my bidet in, I didn't even know he was going to put it in. I was like, there was no water shut off, and I left my place, and I just came here, and the maintenance guy just attached my bidet. He didn't even know what it was. That's how like unhandy of a human I am. Is that one? I have to pay someone to attach a bidet. My buddy was going to do it, but even at that this man, like, he doesn't even realize, and he's probably making like $70,000 a year, maybe $60,000 a year. It's an honest living, but it's not a lot of money. But to be able to see an object and I don't know what this is, and attach it to the toilet, that's impressive. That's like an impressive feat. People get impressed people get impressed by people dancing on TikTok. But this man walked into my bathroom and didn't know what a bidet was and just attached it. I mean, what the fuck he said to me, because he sprayed it and he sprayed himself. He's like, "What's this?" I'm like, "You don't know still? It's an ass cleaner." He didn't know. So I don't know. Maybe he was just being polite and thought I was up to like some homoerotic activities on the toilet. Like, I was like, I didn't even think of it until now. If he doesn't know what he is, then I walk in with my two little dogs, my 2 8-pound dogs. He's like, "Oh, I just hooked up a contraption for this fairy." But he didn't care. He was nice. He just squirted it, and this one has superpower. Like, it goes from one side to the bathroom, and it will hit the back of the shower. It's like intense. But he sprayed himself. He's like, "Well, I don't know what that is." And I was like, "It's a bidet. It cleans your whole..." And it's like a grown man. This is how crazy. Like, to me, that's literally like if I were to go out to dinner and they're serving me steak and someone just looks at the steak and is like, "What's that?" That's the exact same thing when he didn't know he didn't even know. After turning it on and him spraying himself, he asked me, "What is this?" I'm like, Still? You don't know? But yeah, so I tipped him $20 too. But then I did see him a few hours later in the hall, and he just didn't look at me. So he's I think he realized, like, in the apartment you have to be friendly, but once it's outside, he's like, "No, I'm not gonna look at this guy in the eyes." But the bidet is phenomenal. It's the best bidet I've ever had. The seat's not heated, which I don't like. I don't care. People tell me, "You spend an extra $150, your ass can be warm." This is fine. I'm doing this for hygiene purposes, but it is gross for people that don't use bidets. I don't know, especially how fat people are in this country. There's no way. One, it's a twofold thing. One, you're not properly getting in there. And two, you're probably not even you're not flexible enough. So if you are flexible enough, which I think not, I have back fat, and sometimes it's a hindrance. Is that right? Okay. It's a hindrance to me reaching, and there's no way. I've seen, like, we saw it at that show. That drunk couple was disgusting. But anyways, where are we at? 15 yet?
We're at about 15 minutes right now.
So 2 things, and then we'll get out of here. We'll plug a show. We're going to release this tomorrow for the 50 people that watch us. And again, I think 10% watch the whole thing. Hoof. Poof. Just in that moment of the hoof and poof, realize where you are in your career. But, hey, I'm grateful. And gratitude's all that matters, because if you're grateful, things like this doesn't matter. Anyways, the Southern hospitality thing, and that was the other thing that hit me as I'm 10 minutes outside of Austin yesterday. you go 10 minutes outside and you're like you're in real gun country. You see crosses. You see big crosses. I lived in New York for 3 years. I never saw stars. I never saw grass, and I never saw crosses. But here, big gaudy crosses on the highway, or not even gaudy, just big, just a big cross. It's like the crosses are so big. I don't know if Jesus is buried underneath them. I don't know why a cross would be that big. Like, it's just a big white cross. Like, I have no idea why it's so big. It does. I'm not religious. I follow Buddhism. I have a little thing on my wrist, and I wear it sometimes. But in my heart, I'm like, yeah, I'm Buddha. I'm not putting fat Buddha. Like, if I was in the country and I have property, I'm not putting a big thing of fat Buddha, because I think people would look at me and like, you're ridiculous. But I guess when you're the majority religion, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever. See, that's the problem here. You could have chicks walking 6 feet behind you here, but nobody does if you're Christian, I think. I don't know. Maybe that wouldn't. Maybe that was a bad idea. Okay, not everything's gonna be funny. Anyway, so yeah, the Southern hospitality. Yeah. Speaking of which, I realized, in New York, people are like, New Yorkers are assholes, and you're like, yeah, because nobody really has guns except that CEO. Did you see that? The fucking execution.
That video was fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, dude.
Crazy.
Execute. And then someone said to me, I texted someone, and they're like, oh, it's someone who didn't get the proper claim. Like, that's a thing that's going on. People are like, this could be a claim issue. Oh yeah, a hitman didn't have the right claim. No, it's a vigilante. There's nobody like that in New York. It's so crazy that people say, I mean, I don't know what it's about, but it is interesting. That's what I did watch last night. I want to find out what it was possibly about, but there's no answers.
Did you see there were messages on the bullet casings?
Really?
There were, because he did the cycling rounds. When you watch him shoot, it's more silent. That's why he's like putting each bullet in. Yeah. And it said like seize, case, and like payout were on all 3 shellings. So it was like again, I don't think it's a vigilante. I think it's like some higher up Illuminati maybe type shit.
Oh, it's a big case.
It just is like that. United Health has like been known for being like horrible with claims and cases. If you go to the Reddit/nurses, there's these like horror stories of people being like, yeah, someone was dying and we had to just not do it because they had United Healthcare. Like, they suck.
Oh, really?
So people hate them, but I don't think the way the silence bullets, the casing, the subsonic rounds, that's not just like Jim down at Ace Hardware doing
definitely not Jim.
That's like a high trained assassin. Someone paid for that.
Yeah, that is what's great about America. You can pay for things like that. Well, I guess you could pay for that in Colombia too. You probably actually could pay for it more in Colombia. But also you can, like I said last time, you can pay to have your dogs as service dogs, and that was only $100. But yeah, crazy shit. But I was texting someone about them. They're like, yo, don't text about that. We'll end up on a no-fly list. I'm not. I don't know. No, I'm flying. I don't think if they're coming after you for that, a no-fly list. The only thing I get nervous about is I get these DM. Like, I have a following of 5% of the Instagram that's like under 18, and I'm like, I will not do cameos. I will not fucking talk to you. I will not do anything. But then you get like someone horny fucking piglet who says they're 21, and then I'll talk to them. And then I get nervous. I'm like, are they 21? And I just start to mass deleting everyone. I'm like, that's because the worst thing that could happen to me is if I get in trouble for anything like sexual deviance, anything. Like, I don't care if I get caught titty fucking an escort. You're damn right I'm smiling in that mugshot. Like, I'm not, But if I get in like crazy stuff, like if I was at a Diddy freak off and my picture's up there, you just know in every video that I have posted, they're like, he is a pervert. They're like, just call me. You see, he is a pervert. I'm like, fuck. But yeah. Anyways, we're in Vegas, December 12th. December 12th, Wise Guys. We've already sold like 20 tickets. This is almost 6 days away. It's a week away, a week tonight. I'll post this tomorrow. Already sold 20 tickets, which is people are like, 20 tickets, you fucking lose. No. People buy it that week of, dummies. Don't be looking at 20 and like, what the fuck? I shouldn't have even said anything. And we don't edit stuff out. People, it will be a packed show. And then, so we're in Vegas, December 12th, 13th, and 14th. Come December 12th. I'll be there on 13th and the 14th opening for Ryan Long. But come December 12th, I need your money. I have expensive dogs, and I have expensive rental furniture. And then New York. We're back in New York. OnlyFans taping for comedy. OnlyFans TV on January 6th. It's a Monday night. So whatever that is. It's the 5th or the 6th at Gutter. That will sell out. I will post it. It's not just me, but they're paying me to do this. So January 5th or 6th. And then March 30th, Tampa. And January 16th, I don't have a place in Austin, but we're doing a fucking show somewhere. And if I got to go to a condo board, what do I do it here? I could probably do it here. Yeah. Invite people to my own condo. Well, then these idiots know where I live.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
Okay.
We'll find somewhere.
It's January 16th, we'll be in Austin, and then we'll do something in February in Houston. Again, these people, this is this fucking industry. Nobody responds. And then they respond, and they're like, oh, we'll do you the favor. And you're like, you're also getting money. You're getting money. This is not, like, it's not just for me. Like, there's a club in Houston. Like, they're going to get the fucking alcohol. And it's like, we'll see. Okay, don't answer your fucking emails, dummy. Anyways, but if you do book me, and there's enough clubs I can call someone a dummy. Anyways, yeah, so that's it. Not as last 2 minutes, not as entertaining, but you have to do the fucking the outro. And but anyways, greatest podcast for elite losers, the Cum Dump Hour, and JJ Lieberman Hour is out.